If you want to learn something about God, shut your mouth and listen to me for a minute.
Many children healed. We've seen midgets grow. We've seen arms and legs that stop growing because the growth cells have stopped. Manda da basata. I don't make this stuff up.
Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
That's the power of the Holy Ghost!
Why do they teach every other theory in science except creation?
Warlocks are enemies of God.
No one's ever going to convince me that the Word of God is not true.
You know, if you put Jesus Christ first, that he'll look after all your bills.
And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal.
And if you want to tell me how to live my life, it better line up with the Word of God or shut your mouth.
I'm loaded. I'm pregnant with miracles.
What do you believe?
Send us the cash.
Welcome to the Bible Dumb Podcast. This is the podcast where two atheists read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I'm Davey Hell.
I'm Jesse Hill.
And we are back for another episode of Numbers. Big events last time occurred. We had a main character death.
Yes. Pretty exciting story.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay, so last time, noticed that God started talking to Aaron.
That's right.
And there was one time where he just talked to Aaron, and then another time where he talked, a couple more times after that, where he talked to Aaron and Moses. And Moses didn't like it. He thought Aaron was getting too big for his britches, so he killed him.
That's right. Took him up on the mountain, took all his clothes off, and then
He's dead.
killed him. Well, Aaron died there.
Oh, yeah, he killed him.
Doesn't say Moses killed him, but Moses was the only person there. Oh yeah, no, he put all of his clothes on his son, Eleazar. So
How old do you think his son is?
probably grown. I don't know. I just think he's just putting like like when a little kid puts on his dad's like work suit.
No, I was just trying to.
It's like wearing big shoes. The tie comes down to his ankles.
I was just trying to think of maybe what's his name?
Eleazar. Yeah. It's not Zard. He's not a Pokemon too.
Be cool if he was. Or whatever his name is. If he could remember this moment and then later in time get his revenge, or is he too young that he's not going to remember it and then he's going to worship Moses forever, thinking that Moses was his savior?
Probably never be mentioned again.
Probably.
That's my guess.
It's true. It's fair.
Chapter 21. And when King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel, and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, If thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. It says, Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, so Moses, right?
I think so.
I mean, now they're just calling like the whole tribe of people Israel, so.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So, I guess they are going to finally destroy the Canaanites. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel, and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. Okay. So that didn't take long.
Is it over?
Yeah. The Lord heard what they said, and he destroyed the Canaanites and their cities.
You gotta really pay attention. Things happen fast.
No.
I was doing my little coloring and zoned out for 2 seconds. And it was
the
over.
whole war is over. The one we've been preparing for like all of Numbers since they started counting. God damn it. What is wrong with these? This is why people love George R.R. Martin so much. He actually shows us the battles.
Yes.
And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died.
Because what, they were
He
complaining?
yes, because they were hungry.
Man.
So he basically did send some Charmanders in there to start biting people, some fire serpents. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he may take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. What do you think the fire serpents really are? Are they based on something real, or are we just now in like complete fairy tale land?
Complete fairy tale land. I don't know what else they would be.
Yeah, me either. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone's just getting creative.
Yeah. And the Lord said unto Moses,
Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that every one is bitten when he looketh upon it shall live.
So
shall live.
yeah, so if you've been bitten by the fiery serpent and you look at the one that he puts up on the pole, then you're going to live.
Okay.
So does a fiery serpent just mean a venomous snake?
I'm sure.
Fiery just means venomous. And so those that got bit, if they go look at the one that's up on the pole, they'll be healed.
I don't think that's going to work, but okay.
And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass...
Okay, is serpent something else?
I mean, no, I don't think so.
It's just like a statue of a snake?
Well, this is just a statue, yeah. So it's
Okay.
basically, he's making himself a graven image, and they're going to worship to it to heal people.
Of course they are.
What do you know? And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. How is this different than the cow that they wanted to pray to stop the famine?
It's not.
No. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Oboth. And they journeyed from Oboth and pitched in Ijabarim in the wilderness which is before Moab toward the sun rising. Why didn't they just like take provision from the city they destroyed? From the Canaanites.
They probably blew it all up.
They didn't have enough manna. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zared. From thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coasts of the Amorites. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. How much you want to bet they utterly destroy the Amorites and burn all their cities to the ground?
Oh, for sure.
Wherefore it is said that in the book of the wars of the Lord that he did in the Red Sea, and in the brooks of Arnon, and at the stream of the brooks that goeth down from the dwelling of Ar, that lieth upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer, that is, the well there whereof the Lord spake unto Moses. Oh, I remember that. Gather the people together, and I will give them water. Then Israel sang this song. Spring up a well, sing ye unto it. The princes digged the well, the nobles of the people digged it, by the direction of the lawgiver with their staves, and from the wilderness they went to Matana, and from Matana to Nahaliel, and from Nahaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab, to the top of Pisgah, which looketh toward Jeshimon.
Okay, what's happening?
They went to a well in Beer. I remember Beer because it's a memorable name for a place to have a well. And they drank from it, and then they went to a whole bunch of other weird sounding cities.
Okay, we're just
That's it. We're just traveling.
Going real fast.
We're just singing the traveling song.
Okay.
Spring up a well, sing ye unto it. I don't know. Is the rest of this a song? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, Let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we pass by thy borders. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border. But Sihon gathered all his people together, and went out against Israel into the wilderness. And he came to Jahaz, and fought against Israel. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword, and possessed his land from Arnon.
Who's Israel?
I think that's just like the people.
Okay.
It's just all the Israelites.
Okay.
Well, they possessed his land from Arnon unto Jabbok, even unto the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all the villages thereof. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. Wherefore they speak in Proverbs, say, Come into Heshbon, let the city of Sihon be built and prepared. Okay. From there is a fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It hath consumed Ar of Moab, and the lords of the high places of Arnon. Woe to thee, Moab! Thou art undone, O people of Chemosh! He hath given his sons that escaped and his daughters into captivity unto Sihon king of the Amorites. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished, even unto Dibon, and we have laid them waste, even into Nophah, which reacheth unto Mebah. You know, like they say, that old proverb.
Oh my gosh.
Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites. And Moses sent to spy out Jaazar, and they took the villages thereof, and drove out the Amorites that were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle at Edrei. And the Lord said unto Moses,
Fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people and his land, and thou shalt do to him as thou didst unto Sihon king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon.
Wait, what did they do to him?
They
Did they
smote
kill
him.
Oh.
So they smote him and his sons and all his people, until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land.
So they're just going around killing everybody and taking land.
Yeah, this is like the third place that they've just gone and like killed everybody, taken their place over.
That's not nice. That's not a good thing to do.
Mm-mm.
How does anybody justify this? These are supposed to be the good guys.
Because God promised
These are not the good guys.
Well, no. They're not doing good things. But I guess if God's on your side and you believe that morality comes from a higher power, then you don't have to think about it too hard.
Yeah.
He's like, God told me to.
Oh, man.
Kind of a bummer for the Canaanites and Amorites.
Yeah.
Chapter 22. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people, because there were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor and Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed, with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam, and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And God came unto Balaam, and
Wait,
said,
these are supposed to be the bad guys, right?
Yeah, these are the people in Moab who are like, holy shit, all these like Israelites just killed like all these people, and now they're coming to us.
And God's talking to them too?
I guess.
That's weird.
I guess this one guy, he said he was going to go talk to God. I guess God's going to talk to him back.
Okay.
And God came unto Balaam and said,
What men are these with thee?
And Balaam said unto God, Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, peradventure I shall be able to overcome them, and drive them out. And God said unto Balaam,
Thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed.
And Balaam rose up in the morning, and said unto the princes of Balak, Get you into your land, for the Lord refuseth to give me leave to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak, and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. And Balak sent again princes, more and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam, and said to him, Thus saith Balak the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me, for I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. I guess Balaam is like some awesome wizard.
Sounds like it. Why did he not say, no, these people are blessed?
I don't know.
He just goes, nah, I'm not going to go.
He said, Excuse me. I don't know.
It seems like he's missing out quite an important part of his message.
Yeah. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. So, is Balaam an Israelite? Can't be.
No.
Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more. And God came unto Balaam at night, and said unto him,
If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do.
Okay, now he's just going to trick them.
Man.
Now he's just playing tricks again.
Man.
And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And God's anger was kindled because he went. He just told him to
go. You were like, yeah, go spy for me.
Yeah.
Pretty much what happened.
Yeah, he said it all sarcastic, like, okay, fine, you want to go so bad, then go. I don't care. Fine. If you want to go, then go. And God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way, and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in a path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself into the wall, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again.
Okay, what does smote mean? I thought
guess
it meant
just-
to like kill with flames.
I think it
Is
just
that-
means he's smacking her.
That's what it seems like.
He's just
Okay.
hitting the. Basically, his ass is just being uncooperative.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, God doesn't want us to go." And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place, where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff.
Mhm.
And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam,
I totally thought that the ass was gonna bite him.
What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now I would kill thee. And the ass said unto Balaam, so he's not shocked at all that this
No.
fucking donkey just started talking to him. He's just like,
No.
well, because.
Because you were uncooperative.
Yeah. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am I not thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in his way. Oh, the angel was invisible, except unto the ass. This makes perfect sense. And his sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed down his head, and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out in to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me, and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee, and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. So he did go. So the angel's like, all right, now that we played this game and we made the donkey talk to you and all that stuff, go ahead. But just say what I want to say.
That's what God said the first time.
I know. So why did he send the angel to go stand in the way and
I don't know.
scare the donkey?
I guess he wanted to make sure he was gonna. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
And Balak said unto Balaam, Did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath-Huzoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam, and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam, and brought him up into the high places of Baal, and thence he might see the utmost part of the people.
What?
I guess he took him up in a high place to see how many Israelites there were.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is that just like their... I mean, I guess that's just why God was so keen on them having multitudes, so they could just have like a huge population, a huge number of
And just
army.
Be intimidating.
Well, yeah, and you can just like overrun your enemies.
Yeah.
You have more soldiers. That's pretty much all you need back in these days.
Yeah.
So then they've already been through like 2 cities, so they probably have like tons of slaves.
Oh, for sure.
And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken. And Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, Stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me. And whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went to a high place. And God met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said,
Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak.
Thus thou shalt what?
And thus thou shalt speak.
Okay.
What do you think the word is?
I have no idea.
It's like
Die.
I just think of Pee Wee Herman, the word of the day. Ah! He screams when they hear it. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his parable and said, Balak the king of Moab hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me, Jacob, and come defy Israel. Huh?
Ooh. I don't know why. That sounds dramatic. He used the word Jacob.
Yeah, I guess he's calling.
He's like.
I guess that's interchangeable.
Okay,
is that like an insult? Like to call him Jacob? That's his pre-God name?
It sounds like it. Read it again.
He dead named him. Said he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come curse me, Jacob, and come defy Israel. How shall I curse, whom God hath not cursed? Or how shall I defy, whom the Lord hath not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. So
it's given like America vibes. This is what America does to the whole world.
Just gaslights them.
Just overtakes everything. It's like, God said we were the favorite.
I guess. It says they can't be counted. We counted them all right at the beginning of Numbers. We counted them for like 4 chapters.
That's true. This whole chapter, it feels like when somebody tells you their side of the story and they definitely think you're going to agree with them, and you're just like, you're crazy. In the back of your mind, that's what you're thinking the whole time.
Yeah.
This is what this feels like.
And Balak said unto Balaam, What hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether? Yeah, exactly. And he answered and said, Must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth?
Wait, what?
He said, Must I not take heed and speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth? And Balak said unto him, Come, I pray thee, with me unto another place from whence thou mayst seest them. Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shalt not see them all, and curse me them from thence. And he brought him into the field of Zophim.
What does this guy think this other guy's going to do?
I don't know. He thinks he's going to like put a curse on him. Like I said, I don't know why Balaam has this power, or why they think he has this power.
This guy's put in a real tough position.
Yeah. So he took him to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah.
We already did this.
And he built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. And he said unto Balak, Stand here by thy burnt offering, while I meet the Lord yonder. And the Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, Go again unto Balak, and say thus, And when he came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, What hath the Lord spoken? And he took up his parable, and said, Rise up, Balak, and hear. Hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. God is not a man, that he should lie, neither the Son of man, that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. Well, he definitely saw perverseness in Israel when he came off of the mountain. I know it was several books ago, but it wasn't that long ago in time frame. And they were all fornicating and worshiping the golden calf. And then again, whenever the children were hungry, remember last time?
Mm-hmm.
When they were like, Mommy, Daddy,
Yeah.
we need something
need
to eat.
Something other
And
than
they're
that.
like, no, we're done. We're going to Club Eden. Brought them out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn.
Shut up. It doesn't say that.
That is exactly
does
what it fucking
not
says. Yes,
say
it does.
That is so ridiculous.
It literally mentions unicorns.
Oh, I thought you were playing me for a minute.
I thought that was just an insult to people who believe this shit. Where he's like, oh, what do you believe in unicorns? Apparently they do.
Oh, man.
I guess unicorns are strong.
Yeah, they are.
What the hell? That's wild.
Do we want to tell the story? Do we want to tell story time?
Story time.
Story time. Unicorn story? Okay. I'm telling it?
Yeah, you're telling it.
Okay. All right. Our youngest was at her Montessori preschool class, and some little girl kept going, Unicorns are real. Unicorns are real. And our little hellion was like,
Yes, little hellion.
They're not real. They're not real. And she came home, and she was like, oh, I'm so mad. This girl kept saying unicorns are real. And I kept telling her, no, they're not real. And her only response was, Jesus doesn't care. And then our child's response was, who is Jesus?
Yeah. Who the hell is this Jesus guy anyway?
Unicorns aren't real. And she was so mad. It was funny.
What a horrible
And then-
comeback. Jesus don't care.
Yeah. And then we realized, oh, we gotta tell you a few things.
Yeah, that's when we first realized, we gotta explain the rest of these culty, weird belief systems to our children. Good
And the
story,
story.
good story. It reminds me of I've got a story. So one of my cousins was significantly younger than his step brothers and sisters, and one of my friends, who was my cousin, said to his younger brother that he was going to murder him in the night.
Like you do.
Like you do. And the younger cousin just kept saying, I don't care. I don't care. You know why? Because I'm going to go to heaven.
It's the worst.
And it just made older cousin that much more angry. All right, well, we got derailed by this unicorn here.
It's surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did they say about the unicorn again?
Said, God brought them up out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Egypt. Okay, also, why are we referring to Israel as if it's one person when obviously they're referring to the whole group of people?
I don't know. It's weird that they're calling him the group of people Jacob now, too. That's just how it goes.
I guess so.
Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob. neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, What hath God wrought? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey, and drink the blood of the slain. Dang. And Balak said unto Balaam, Neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, Told not I thee, saying, All that the Lord speaketh, that I must do? And Balak said unto Balaam, Come, I pray thee, I will bring thee unto another place. Peradventure it will please God, and thou mayest curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor, that looketh toward Jeshimon. And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. I bet it works this time. This time, he's going to see how many Israelites there are, and he's going to be like, all right, I'll curse them. Oh shit, they're as strong as a unicorn. Ah! Run! And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he sent his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him.
That's just weird.
What?
It makes it sound like they're just sitting there all innocent, like in their tents, and they're sitting in their place
Just
where they
playing around
belong,
in their tabernacle.
just behaving
No,
themselves.
it's their war camp. They're basically sieging the city.
Yeah, but they just said it there just like as
Yeah.
if they're just minding their own business. They're
Yeah.
just abiding by all the rules. No, they're being jerks.
And he took up his parable, and said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, He hath said, which heard the words of God, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel! As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the river's side, and as the trees of lignalos, which the Lord hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters.
Ew.
And his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations of his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with his arrows. He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion. Who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. He says, no, these Israelis are strong as a unicorn.
And what's this guy's name again?
Watch out. Balaam.
Balaam. Do you think he's just like he's obviously just like seeing how big they are and has heard the stories of how many towns they've taken over, and he's obviously just being realistic. Like, no, we cannot take these people on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together. And Balak said unto he just clapped his hands at him. And Balak said unto Balaam, I called thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times. Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor. And Balaam said unto Balak, Spake I not also to thy messengers which thou sentest unto me, saying, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Lord, to do either good or bad of mine own mind, but what the Lord saith, that will I speak. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. I think we know what they're going to do to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he took up his parable, and he said, Balaam the son of Beor hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said which heard the words of God, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable, and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish for ever. And he looked on the Kenites, and took up his parable, and said, Strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted, until Ashur shall carry thee away captive. And he took up his parable, and said, Alas, who shall live when God doeth this? And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish for ever. And Balaam rose up, and went, and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. Whoa.
So they just left?
Well, he said, you're all fucked.
Yeah.
You're all going to die, every single one of you. I'm going home. They both went home. Man, lots of crazy stuff this
Yeah,
one.
that
We
was good.
had a talking donkey, a talking ass, and we had unicorns. Lots of people died.
Yeah.
The Israelites burned and raped and pillaged all their way through several cities.
That was like a quick montage, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was like one of those movies where, like, the stories, like Titanic, where the story's, like, being told by one of the characters.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting, yes. Well, I think that's a good place to stop.
I think so.
The story of Balaam and Balak has come to an end. So we gaze again on the face of watercolor Jesus and bid it adieu. Until next time, Bible dummies, stay dumb.
Stay dumb.
Bye.